I was talking about the relationship between state and religion in Malaysia. So to summarize, Malaysia is a multi-ethnic and multi-racial, the multi-religious country. Whereas in the beginning, when Malaysia got independence from the British in 1957, it was expected a declining role of Islam in state affairs. And I was saying in my speech that it did not happen. Somehow in the beginning Malaysia was a secular state, but later there was some kind of the clashes were happening, ethnic clashes. As a result, government, which is ruled by Malays, by the native people of Malaysia, they started bringing Islam back to the government issues, the governmental affairs. So this was the main summary. And also I was talking why we are having in Malaysia the widespread extremism also.
Okay. How would you describe or explain political Islam?
Okay, political Islam. For me, the main people who are spreading this idea of political Islam, they are saying that the politics is a part of Islam, isn't it? There are many things are related to political, the affairs and the political side of people. So it's why the people who are trying to enforce Islam as a political, the governmental system today are called as a political Islam. So it means political Islam is bringing Islam, religious affairs, into politics. And this is the opposite of secularism. In secularism, politics and religion are separated. But here they are all come together. And in some cases it might be successful if there is going to be only one nation, for example, living in society. But it is a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. It may bring some problems for other people who are minorities. Mm-hmm. Yes.
We had the elections recently here, and I spoke to some Muslim neighbors, friends, and I have to say that many of them said, no, we're not going to vote. That's none of our business. And I also had some, I would say,
radical or the same?
Not radical, but
quite extremist,
more Muslims who were saying, no democracy. That doesn't go along with Islam. And we don't vote, why? I mean, in former times, people also elected who would be
exactly
who would follow the prophet.
The prophet, yeah, so exactly. So today they explain that during the time of prophet he was a Muslim, but for that reason we are for example, they say why we are electing non-Muslim. So this is maybe Muslims are not considering themselves as a part of this society. Maybe this might be the main problem for it. They feel themselves as outsiders. As a result, they are not voting. Mainly they are not saying, isn't it, because we are voting for non-Muslims, but they don't feel themselves as a integrated part of this society. They feel themselves as outsiders.
Yeah, but at least if they have their rights by whatever party is now running, if they have the rights, they should vote for them.
Yes, exactly. And also
secure their rights.
Yes.
Because for example, in Austria we have all rights. Muslims can live their religion freely.
And also, I think this might be because of ignorance of Muslims. They don't know about the legal system of Austria. All the time they feel what is related to West is supposed to be an enemy, isn't it? They have some kind of feeling also. So they are trying to find out some clashes between the West and the East, between Islam and Europe. Maybe this is also reason because of ignorance. Therefore, maybe some kind of explanations supposed to be done, or education. And as I hear, the government is doing such kind of trainings and other things, education here in Austria.
I mean, for example, our project is citizenship education and Islam.
Yeah.
And we work on to promote the belonging to a democratic country, to fit into the society, whether Muslim, non-Muslim?
I do remember when there was a Chechen war,
Yeah.
and Austria was the only country accepting, no, Turkey was also accepting Chechen people from Russia, isn't it?
Yeah, Austria is very.
And what happens? Yes, this is the refugees from the war. They have to go somewhere, isn't it? As a refugee, because there is no any way of staying, they have to go somewhere. But at the same time, when they are coming, because of the battles, because of the hardship, they become radicalized. Because their way of thinking, they become angry because of the having a lot of clashes, a lot of problems and injustices. And these refugees who are coming from their country, they have a lot of problems of corruption, lack of good governance, and also the injustices, discriminations, and many other things. So they are made as a personalities already, having such kind of the non-trusting the government. It is not because of the government, according to me, that the Austrian government, but it comes from their own countries, because mainly the main problems are related to the first generation of immigrants, isn't it? But the second generation who are getting education here, they belong already to this country, because they have not seen war, they have not seen injustices. So this type of things, maybe also from where they are coming, is also playing very important role. So that there is supposed to be something is bringing them, and also making them trust governments. So they are not trusting their government, and also at the same time they are making some kind of comparison. Government is government. Government is supposed to be bad. Maybe this is also the reason.
But what you said right now, the key word I think is trust. Trust.
Yeah, yes, is the trust. It is the trust. Supposed to be mutual trust between the government and also the people.
Yes.
And also the education. Education about the government here, about democracy. Even their understanding of democracy is totally wrong. And it is not opposing Islam. And when Muhammad Abduh went to, in the end of the 19th century, 20th century, 19th century, he went to Paris together with Al-Avani. They were issuing newspaper, Al-Wurqatul Wusqadara in Arabic. What did happen when he returned back to Egypt? People were asking from him, what did you find in Europe, in Paris? He said, I found Islamic State there, but not Muslims. And also he said, when I returned back to Egypt, I found many Muslims, but not Islam. So this is the case also. So the people are supposed to understand that what is the governments are here, what they are doing, and Muslims also supposed to learn how to appreciate. Because you see, even for the Austrian people, they are doing many things, isn't it? For the refugees. And we are not thanking all the time. We feel ourselves like we discriminated, angry all the time. And this is embarrassing. And they also, it is why maybe the government is not trusting Muslims. Because this is mainly not the Austrian government's problem. This is the problem of the mentality of these people. So there is some kind of the psychological problem. This is the refugees are coming, and it is a very long process. It takes time, not only here, everywhere.
Yeah, but you've also already mentioned the generations. I know generation here, and
they don't trust anyone. They don't feel belonging to this country. The belonging is a very important thing.
I have to say, sorry, to interrupt you, but say that education is definitely the main key.
Right education, not only education, right one. Because educations are different. If you are not educating them in a right way, others will come and they will educate in a wrong way.
Yes,
and this is the case. It is possible.
But to have a vision and also to have a belonging to not only you don't have to belong to Austrian or Christians or whatever, but you have to belong to a society that gives you rights to live here,
to this earth, to this land.
To have your
because if you are born here, you don't have any other homeland. But for refugees, they come from outside. Even for myself, for example, I am living in a Muslim majority country. Still, I feel myself outsider. And this is not only related to the refugees. This is related because I was born in another place. I got education, school education there. There is my father, mother, for example. Maybe this is some kind of for the identity where we are born. Also, it plays very important role.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Thank you. I have one last question for you. We had also discussions at our institute the role of women in the theology of Islam.
Okay.
How would you?
This is good question.
Yeah.
You know,
how important are women in Muslim?
It is very important. It is why not only
They
in
are
theology, even in governance. Starting during the time of the Prophet, he felt that there were some bazaars, isn't it, the markets in Medina, for example. He felt that there is supposed to be some kind of the bazaar inspector. He appointed a woman. And also after him, the Umar, radiallahu anha, he also appointed a woman. So they feel that maybe the women are less corrupted. And also women were educators. The wives of the Prophet, they were knowing more hadith. They played very important role in society. But what did happen after a while? The status of women was deteriorating very fast because Arab culture, which was practiced before Islam, it again returned back. And this was the reason. And the women are playing very important role because women are main educators of children, because the children are learning at home also how to communicate with people. If women are not happy, they will be not good mothers. In many Muslim societies today, women are not happy. They are not happy because can you imagine sitting at home all the time and you are going to be in depression, you are going to be angry, you don't know what is happening outside of the world and how you are going to educate your children and preparing them for that society if you cannot understand that society at all. So women are supposed to be active, very active. And this is the good side of Malaysia. Women are very active. Even in International Islamic University, all rector is a woman. My head of department is a woman. So 70% of lecturers are. So this is very good, very positive side of Malaysia, which is playing very important role in keeping Malaysia as a plural and a quite peaceful country.
Yes, in Yugoslavia and the former Yugoslavia, the status of the women has
It
really
was
gone
very
very
high.
low and
Low.
very, very low. I mean, in the Islamic perspective also.
In Islamic perspective, exactly.
Yeah. And also society, I mean,
Yes, exactly.
I know.
I know.
Islam, but the men are not acting like a Muslim man. The women are not acting as,
Exactly. This is cultural things.
It's
Maybe superficial, and also what is happening in the Arab world. We just consider it as it's supposed to be, isn't it? What is coming from the Arab world, we consider as Islam only because of, again, ignorance, lack of education, the proper education about Islam. So there is a lot of things supposed to be done.
One last question. Tarek Salah, I think, or what's his name?
Yeah. Tarek.
He said yesterday that when we get a woman in front of leading the praying, then we will have our Islam.
I have problem with it. I am a woman, isn't it? For what reason I have to pray? Because it is unethical for me. I am a woman. I don't feel comfortable myself. It is not because of Islam. Because it's making some kind of specific, the sajda, others. I don't feel comfortable, for example.
To lead in front of
I mean, because he was talking about the first line, that they have to stand there and the man behind.
Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable. Okay. But to speak to men as a imam, I am fine with it.
Okay.
But the praying is ethical issues, because I don't like when I am making some because women, we want to be in a nice shape all the time, isn't it? They're not showing and also women are I don't want to say attractive, but the women are different. We have some more feelings, And when do we know that the some men are praying on behind me, maybe I cannot concentrate. Because we are a woman, we are attractive anyway.